So, regardless of which formal system you're using, you're going to be dealing with arguments. So, it's a good idea to get started by just talking about what arguments are and what their anatomy is. So, I'm just going to give a sort of brief overview. And the best place to start is just with a definition. So, an argument is just a set of statements, one of which, called the conclusion, is intended to be supported by the others, which are called premises. But there's some terminology here that itself needs to be cleared up. So let's start off with the set of statements. What exactly is a statement supposed to be? So let's scroll down a little bit. So a statement is just a sentence that is either true or false. Now, there are sentences that are neither true nor false. For instance, some sentences are questions, right? So if someone asks, "How are you?" that's not going to be true or false. That's just a question, right? They want you to give them a response that's either true or false, preferably one that's true, right? Other sentences that are neither true nor false are commands, right? So if someone says, "Shut the door," that's not a statement, right? That they're just telling you to do something. So the only sentences that we're concerned with in arguments are statements, the ones that are truth evaluable, right? The ones that are either true or false. So propositions like the sky is blue, there's a pencil on the desk, right? Those are things that can turn out to be either true or false. So an argument is a set of those types of sentences. Now, some of those sentences are going to be premises, and one of them is going to be the conclusion. Premises are statements that you offer in support of the conclusion, right? And we'll consider an example in a minute. Meanwhile, the conclusion is just the sentence that you most care about. It's the one that you want to support, right? Or when you're reading someone else's argument, it's the statement that they want you to believe, right? It's the one that they want supported. Now, the key word, or I guess there are several key words, but one of the most important words in this definition is the word intended, right? So let's actually, right. So intention matters a lot because some arguments, in fact, many arguments, are going to fail in supporting their conclusions. But that doesn't mean that they're not arguments. So what matters for an argument is just that you have a set of statements where the premises are intended to support the conclusion, regardless of whether they are successful. So let's go ahead and consider just a couple of examples. They're both going to be uninteresting, but they're also really common, so there's a chance that you've run into these in your logic course. So all men are mortal. Socrates is a man. Therefore, Socrates is mortal. Now, so let's go ahead and break this thing down, right? So all of these are statements, right? Each one of these is a sentence that's going to be either true or false. And the first two, these are premises because they are intended to support the conclusion, right? Which is this one here. And in this case, the argument is successful, right? These premises actually do support this conclusion. Compare this to a more ridiculous argument. The grass is green. The sky is blue. So, Santa is real. Now, regardless on what your feelings are about Santa Claus, this argument gives you no reason at all to believe that Santa Claus is real, and it's because these premises fail to support this conclusion. Again, this is still an argument. It's just a really, really bad one. So anyway, quick recap. All there is to an argument is that there's a set of statements, some of which are the premises, and they're intended to support the conclusion, and that there's an intention, right? Like it needs to be the case that the premises are intended to support the conclusion. So if you just have a random set of statements where there's no intentional connection between those, then you're not really dealing with an argument. And that's pretty much all there is to this. So tune in for more videos on logic. I'll see you next time.